Questions, folks? Kyle Tucker, you got first. Go ahead.
Yeah, Cal, Kellen seems to have finally kind of found his groove. He seems comfortable. He's obviously a little more assertive, hunting his shot. What for you? I mean, I know you talked about shoot it or sit down. Is there anything more to it than that simple,
Well,
simple command? Or
I had a friend of mine, and basketball, Benny, that is a friend of mine, said, "Hey, how about you got anything to create some shots for him?" So I talked to him just, prior to the game. I said, here's some things we're going to do for you to get shots off. And because the last game, he didn't get as many off, but he was open. They just threw it to another guy. So then now you start saying, okay, we may have to run some things to him. But he's shooting the ball well. He's confident, and he knows if he does not shoot it, he's coming out. Now, we have some other guys that just can't make it right now, and that's fine. But their job is to shoot balls. And hopefully, as we keep going, those guys will make shots.
Jerry Tipton, go ahead.
John, I wondered what you thought of the ceremony for Tubby, how that went, and what do you think that meant to him? It's kind of a form of immortality, you could say.
Yeah, and what you want, and because I coach, I know how this stuff goes. You want guys that have had a huge impact on programs to let them know they're beloved. I think kind of, I keep coming back to Coach Hall. Sometimes you're not in a situation, and the loudest people sometimes you listen to, but I just thought I got a little emotional, to be honest with you. I mean, I did. And to see him out there, and I knew him when he was an assistant at South Carolina. I mean, I've known him that long. And when he was at Georgia and when he was here, I would call him and talk. And he's just one of those gracious guys. I was on the phone with Mark Few, and he said, let me tell you, with Tubby, he said, it's so good you guys are doing this. He said, but we were on a Nike trip and I was a nobody. And he took me golfing. He see me at dinner because I didn't really know. And that's who Tubby is. And he doesn't do stuff to get anything back. He just does it. It's kind of like when a guy's been doing something the same way for 30, 40 years, you could say, well, that's not who he is. Or you say, well, he's been doing the same thing 30 years, and that's Tubby. He is who he is. A great basketball coach. And again, I said after, when we make shots like we made today, we're going to beat people, and there's going to be a big margin. But, we kind of warmed down, just, running up and down and pressing a little bit. But his team will be fine. They're going to get in their league, and I've watched tons of tape of them. Probably watched 5 games. And they're playing. He's got them playing and playing together and creating good shots. We were a little bit much. We played really good today.
John Wong, you got next.
John, we haven't heard a whole lot about Camp Cal this year. How is that going? And is there any new updates on Sharp and whether he's on campus or not?
He's not here yet. But the stuff we're doing is, breakfast in the lodge. I'm not taking them out to where I would do sometimes for breakfast because I just want to mitigate. So we're having breakfast in the lodge. We're telling other teams, if you want to eat in the lodge, eat at a different time than we're eating. We're trying to sterilize just to mitigate. Then we'll go over and we'll practice. And then that evening, like we may come through like we did yesterday evening, we shot free throws and kind of walked through some of their stuff. I told them today, I'll be back to the office tonight early. I'm going to try to get there earlier. And I got to start on LSU. I haven't watched them 1 minute at all. And we play them Tuesday. So I've got to get there and get the staff and get a game plan together of what it's going to look like tomorrow and Monday. Saturday will be more cerebral. But Sunday and Monday, we got to go, and then we got to travel. So, we're trying to use every minute we can because, on the 10th or whenever it is, they start back to classes.
Tyler Thompson, you got next.
4 straight big wins. I mean, you kind of just started in on this, but what more do you want to see from your team going up against LSU?
Well, they're going to press, from what my staff said. They're going to press and put pressure on us, and how we play. You can't just be like one-on-one. You can't. They can't force their will on you. You got to force your will on them. But they're really good. Like, they're top 10 team. Let me give you what happened today that may be the beginning of us changing. So, how did you think Lance played? Just thumbs up, thumbs down. How did you think Lance played today? Did anybody watch the game, or you just talk questions to me? Okay. So he played really well. In 3 minutes, he had 5 rebounds and 2 blocks. That was at halftime. I walked in, and when I was talking, I said, Lance, I'm going to play Damian, even though you played well, because I got to get him on the floor, and I want him to play. He gave me a thumbs up. I'm good. Can you imagine the maturity? How about the guy? That's disrespectful. You're selfish. This guy said thumbs up. And then I was able to tell Damian, and if you saw, I made him hug each other on the bench, started the second half. I said, he's giving up minutes and he's playing unbelievable, but he's willing to give the minutes. You better go in there and play hard. Well, look how Damian played. Now they start playing for each other. And I hate to tell you, I like him and Damian together on the court. I like them both on there. And we play a different way, a certain way, but I like that, which means we can go to that. So that's the kind of stuff that's happening. Bryce played so well in the first half. I went to sub him, and Kellen said, leave him in. Kellen said, leave him in, coach. Let him play. We're starting to be empowered as a team. Ty, he's like the silent assassin. Quietly, he tiptoes in and gets 15 points and 9 assists. And if you ask me how he played, some of you may not have watched the game, but if you did, you would probably say he played okay. He played 15 and 9 and defended his butt off. He does it quietly. Severe, obviously is the straw that stirs it. And we just got to keep, how about this? When I sub with 11 or 12 minutes to go in the game, and that was it for those 5 that started, who did that hurt more than anybody else? Oscar, who was getting 20 rebounds a game. Oscar, you know what? Kid had a smile on his face and was happy as heck for how we played. Think about that. He's been on the ticker getting 20 rebounds. Today, they're going to say, he only had, how many do you have? Oh, if I knew he had 8, I'd have left him in for 2 more. But he had 8, and they'll say he only had 8 today. Yeah, he had 8 in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I mean, so, it's fun. I'm telling you, I'm enjoying this team because they want to be coached. They're pushing away the clutter that comes at them. You got to answer the phone. Why didn't you shoot more? You need 30 minutes a game. And I've said this before, 2015 team didn't need 30 minutes a game to show what they were individually. 6 drafted, 4 lottery picks, the number 1 pick. And the next year, the other 3 got drafted. So they didn't need that. 20 minutes, you can do what you do, but you got to have to fight. You got to take what you want. You got to compete at a high level. You got to be physical, all that stuff. And these guys are now getting it. How about Keon? Again, he had 5 rebounds at half. What did he end up with? Where is he on here? So he has 9 rebounds and he had 7 rebounds back-to-back games. But what I liked about him, they were all in traffic where he had to go take them from somebody. And by being that guy, sprinting the floor, being aggressive, going after balls. You build your confidence. No, you do it by playing 30 minutes and shooting 25 balls. No, you don't. You don't. You build it by sprinting. And all of a sudden you get a couple easy baskets because you sprinted or you dunked one. You get an offensive tip in dunk. All of a sudden you're like this. It's all about that energy. And these kids are getting better and better at pushing out the clutter, leaving that rat poison alone, and focusing on each other. And I keep telling them, look, there are not many teams that I've coached that get along like this team. You better enjoy it because when it's over, it's over. You may never play in another team that gets along like this team.
Guys, one more because we got Kellen waiting. Kyle, go ahead.
Cal, I'm sure you and I both know if you guys were not playing well right now, going into this moment where Shaden Sharp's about to come to campus, the clamor there would be to play him. Does playing this well in this stretch as he gets here take a little pressure off and maybe kind of quiet that down, let the kid just get here and settle in? Or do you hope that that's the case?
Yeah, we haven't talked, or the family hasn't talked about it. Not. My guess would be he's fine. Let's get him in shape and go from there. But, there was never a plan to play him. I left that out there so everybody would panic. But there was never been a plan to play him. But let's get him here and work him out and see where things are and, see where our team is.
All right, guys, we're going to let Coach Cal go. We'll have Kellen here in just a second.
Sure. Kellen, Cal said we talked, I guess the last time we talked about this, it was the simple command of shoot or sit down. But he said going into today, he had put a lot of thought into how to get you more shots, to actively sort of seek to run stuff to get you more shots. Was that a conversation you guys had? How did that go? And as this evolves, as you try to find your role, how comforting is that now you've earned the trust that Cal's hunting shots for you?
It's a rewarding feeling. He did mention it during the starting lineups. Excuse me. I know better than that. He mentioned it during the starting lineups as the Jumbotron was going. He said he was going to run a couple sets that typically give me the opportunity to get it. And we did that a couple times, but fortunately I was able to get some in transition and just within the half court. And that's just the beauty of this team and being on an unselfish. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, guys. That was my timer to leave my parents to be ready for media. But that's the beauty of being on this team and outrunning teams and just being able to get good looks.
Jerry Tipton, you got next.
Ellen, there was several of the shots in the second half. I could feel an air of anticipation in the crowd as you started up to shoot, and then the cheers got louder with each one you made. I'm wondering how aware of that you are, in the midst of the game.
Honestly, I'm more grateful for the anticipation, which essentially tells me that 20,000 people trust me to make it or excited for me to make that shot. So that's become the last couple of games here at Rupp. That's become just an amazing feeling, and I'm grateful to be able to play in front of such a loyal base that really has faith in me to make shots.
Did you?
Oh, sorry, Jerry. Hold on. Go ahead, Jerry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Sorry. I wondered if you felt at all like Steph Curry when you were just like catch and boom, catch and boom, catch and boom.
A little bit. I don't know if you guys saw me do for the 4-point play, the thing he does. And then of course I missed the free throw, but a little bit.
Okay.
Tyler Thompson, go ahead.
Hey, Kellen. Cal was talking about how close this team is on and off the court. You've been a part of plenty of teams during your time in college. What makes this one different?
We just have, it's hard to pinpoint. We're just a cohesive group, both as you can see on the court and off the court. We understand each other. We all understand our humor, inside jokes. It's just what you expect in a team where you got a bunch of guys that are close. Everyone appreciates each other. Everyone's got their own unique traits, both on the court and off the court. And it just overall, it's become just a great mesh. And it's been a joy to be a part of. I've been fortunate in all my years of college basketball to always be on a very close group of.
All right, we're gonna start with a
Group of guys, both on and off the court. So I'll be forever grateful for that.
Any additional questions for Kellen? Don Juan, go ahead.
Kellen, a little while ago, we had spoken about being a volume shooter and the importance of maybe getting off enough shots. It's not like you're shooting 20 shots a game. You're getting all these points with maybe 10, 12 or so. Can you speak a little bit about the efficiency of this tear that you're on right now?
We have such a deep team with a plethora of options with regards to scoring. I mean, if you look at our box scores, I'm not sure anyone on this team has taken over 15 shots this year. Usually, our core guys are shooting 5 to 10 times, and it's about being efficient and taking advantage of the opportunities when you're granted them. Today, we definitely took advantage of that and capitalized. Tai was great from 3 for 5, 60%.
Holly, go ahead.
I was just curious, you were talking about your Davidson teams. Have you talked to any of your teammates or your former coach, Bob McKillop? What has he said about your performance at Kentucky so far?
No, yeah, my whole our group chats at Davidson still exist. We're still very active. I'm still close with a bunch of the guys. A lot of them are some of my best friends that I've had in my life, and the coaching staff. We're still in touch. I wouldn't be here without Davidson. We communicated on Thanksgiving. I sent them my thanks. We've communicated on Christmas, and then in between, they reached out to me after Western. I was also playing an old teammate of mine, Luke Frampton, who went to Davidson for a couple of years. So the short answer is yes, I'm still in touch with both my team, my former team, and my coaches.
Guys, I'm not seeing any more questions in the queue. We've got Ty waiting, so we'll let Kellen go.
Yep. Adam Craig, I see the shit. Yes, sir.
All right, we'll get into questions for Ty. Don Juan, go ahead.
Hi, Todd, that is a neat shirt, especially for us old timers. But when you look up there in the rafters and you see all those jerseys, first of all, I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you know any of those guys up there and what they did? And secondly, what goes through your mind when you look up and see those jerseys up there?
Not gonna lie to you, I don't know. I mean, I know who Tubby was, but other than that, not really. I just know their jerseys are up there for a reason. They set a great standard for all of us. Even back in the time, like, they didn't know they were going to set standards for us, but it's a standard here that we're all accountable to hold up to. So just seeing those jerseys go up there and then just see Tubby's go up there today was really great, because like I said, it's just a standard. So it was just a blessing for not only me but my teammates and Tubby's family as well.
Very Tippin.
Tai, I got to ask you about the shirt. Where'd you get that? And what's it mean to you?
So everybody on our team actually got this. It was in our lockers after the game. I just wanted to throw it on. I mean, Tubby's a legend as well as Cal. So it's just like, you always got to pay your respect when respect is due. So everybody here in this whole state respects Tubby. Everybody's appreciative of what he did for the program back then. So, we're just trying to keep it going. And that's why I'm wearing this shirt, wearing it loud and proud.
Questions for Ty Ty? Thompson?
Hey, Ty Ty, what's it like to watch one of your teammates, Kellen Grady, hit 7 threes in a game?
It's crazy. It's like I think he scored probably like 12 points in 30 seconds, just all from running and shooting threes. It was like, once I seen him going crazy like that, I asked him, I was like, do you mind if I join in on the party? He was like, yeah, man. It was just like, I know once he makes 2, the basket gets wider for him. So whenever he's shooting, we all think it's going in. Even his heat check, we thought it was going in. And then every time he hit a 3, we all celebrated. And then when I hit the 3, he was the first person who came and celebrated, chest bumped me. So it's just like shows how well connected we are as a unit, and so that we all care about each other. We really don't care who scores for us, as long as we all produce and come out with the win at the end of the day.
Barry, back to you.
Ty, you had 9 assists today. What prompted that, do you think? How well do you think you're passing? What's that a product of?
Well, I mean, it's really just my teammates making shots. Lately, we've been all making shots, really. So it was just making the right basketball play always. If somebody's open, I'm always going to pass it to them, because if the roles were reversed, I know they're going to pass it to me. So it was just like early on, Oscar was just down there being a beast as usual. So any opportunity we give a chance to throw it into him, he's around the rim, we think 99% is going to go in. So that's what we pretty much were doing. And then our guards and stuff were making jump shots. Keon was playing aggressive. So it was just like, once I started making a few shots and they were playing me tighter, I knew I had opportunities to create for my teammates.
Anything else for Ty Ty? John Long?
Ty, last time the team went on the road, you kind of laid an egg. You're getting ready to go on the road again. How's the mindset change this time around?
I feel like ever since that Notre Dame game, all of our focus has been way like up 10%, really. Everybody's just been more focused in practice, locked in and engaged, and walk through shoot arounds and stuff like that. So I just feel like going into this next game, we're gonna take these Saturday, Sunday, Monday, these next 3 days to prepare, get our bodies back to 100% and just ready to go back at one another and just go from there. Iron sharpen iron. So we know in practice, as long as we keep going hard at each other, keep challenging each other, it's just gonna make the games a little easier for us.
Last call. There you go. Tyler?
I got to ask you about the little dance you do when you come off the court now. The SEC network cameras caught it today. Is this a thing we got to keep an eye on?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like after every, win, I think the camera should find me, because every win, that's a little quick celebration for me. So I'm just going to keep celebrating every time we win. So hopefully that's a whole lot for the rest of the season.
All right. Anything else? We'll let Ty Ty go. One once. One twice. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll have everything.
Coach, and then we'll just do our best, and we'll go on the honor system and go with questions. But we'll let Coach go first.
Well, first, it's really
This meeting is being recorded.
it was a great reception. Yeah, we're really honored and pleased by the reception and having a banner raised in Rupp Arena. I couldn't be more happy. Certainly, I was happy to have my family here with me to witness this moment in time and to have our High Point Panther team, players, fans, staff. It was good. It was a great experience for them. I know we didn't give them much of a game in the second half, but that's what can happen to you if you don't stick with the game plan. Any questions?
Tubby, just talk about the emotions you had being here today and what it was like for you to be back.
I'm sorry?
I said, can you just talk about the emotions you had here today?
Well, you know, it can be draining. You know, we've had a couple of emotional, as you make this, as you get older, you know, you want to enjoy the moments, you want to savor the opportunities that you have. But seeing how people responded, you know, the ovation makes you, you know, that's one thing you can't duplicate. And the only time you is at Rupp Arena. The fans here, you know, they're obviously love, but they're very intelligent. They understand and they appreciate, you know, people when they've given back to the program and done what they've actually do. And I hope I've done that. It was just emotional, really was draining, but I was glad that we came out and played well. And, you know, I made the adjustment. I think my team did. Obviously made a bunch of threes that kind of knocked us off of our game, but they're just a big athletic team. So it was just, yeah, the emotions were there, but the elation will always be a part. And I just want to savor this time anyway. Anything else?
Debbie, I couldn't
tell for sure if Saul was here. Was he here? And what did Donna think about doing the Y?
You know, I haven't talked to him yet, but Saul was here. My entire staff, entire family was here. I'm talking about my immediate family. Not many of my brothers and sisters can make it in, you know, dealing with COVID and the travel restrictions for some of them from Maryland and other places around the country. But Donna, she's done that before. She's done the Y before, and I'm sure she loves Kentucky like I do. And for her to have that opportunity to witness her, I'm looking at it now. That's a special moment for her because she's been part of this journey now for 46 years, 47 years. So we appreciate the Kentucky folks allowing her to be a part of that celebration, a part of the celebration.
And Tubby, if I can, what did you think of Kellen Grady and how he shot? What kind of impact did he make?
Well, he said, you know, we played against him last year at Davidson, and the same. We've had our team is still maturing, and we were playing pretty well there. In fact, I think we were leading with about 4-something to go in the game at Davidson. It was like our first game. After the COVID, you know, we had to cancel some preseason games last year or some non-league games, and he did a good job. We did a good job on him then, but today we lost him quite a bit, and he really, you know, he's got an unorthodox looking shot, but it goes in. You know, he doesn't have that perfect rotation, but he gets it off quick, and he's got good size. He's a very intelligent player as well. He knows how to play, he knows how to get open. We lost him, and he knocked down a bunch of threes on us. What did he make here? Well, he made 7 out of 10. That's pretty good shooting. I don't care if you're out there just in the gym by yourself. And if they can make threes like that, you know, they're going to be hard to beat. He's going to be very hard to beat. By anyone.
Tubby, congratulations and welcome back. You are a Hall of Fame coach. You've got a boatload of other honors and awards, but especially for Kentucky fans, it seems like that having your jersey retired is special. It's different. It's almost reverential.
Yeah.
How is that different for you? The specific act of having your jersey looking up there and seeing it up there.
Well, you know, I tell our players, you know, it's what you do from the day you're born to the day you die. You know, and if people, and my parents taught me, my dad taught me, boy, you're never going to receive that gold watch or that retirement award or unless you last. You know, longevity has its part, and doing things and being a servant of every program I've ever coached. So we feel, and when you do your job and you do it to the best of your ability, people respect that. And I think, Kentucky, obviously, the folks here and the fans here, we not just on the basketball court, but serving this community, serving the state, giving back as much as we could through our foundation. And I think that's a testament to the values that we try to instill, not just, in our players and in our family. And I think it will, and when you're successful and when you're serving people, we're telling the players, if you play for each other. Jeff Shepard made that comment today. He spoke to the team briefly, and he and Cameron Mills, and we had a great time with the guys last night at the reception with the former players. And each one of them talked about that season or just playing for me and how, we treated them and that we, the respect. And I think that's what it's about, respecting each other and respecting the tradition that Kentucky has for their basketball program. It's just, it's the number one basketball program in the history of college basketball. So that's why it's such a thrill, it's such an honor to be a part of the legacy of Kentucky by having your banner raised in Rupp Arena.
Hey, Tubby, how long are you going to keep doing this?
Well, my wife won't let me quit, man. I've been trying. She likes this lifestyle. No, it's just getting, it's certain times. I go back to my pops. He raised 17 kids, mom and dad, and he said, "Boy, it's going to come a time you're not going to be able to fight like you used to. Your stamina. It's not so much a drive. Every coach loves coaching. I mean, Roy Williams, Mike Krzyzewski, all of us, all the guys, the guys that are legendary coaches that are planning on retiring, but they would still be coaching, but you can only go but so long. It's like a boxer or a basketball player. There's a window of longevity that you can only do it for so long. Right now, I'm having a lot of fun here at High Point. We just built a new arena, a new facility, the Quebec Center. So I'm excited about that. I'd hope we had won some of these close games and we have a better record right now, but it's a process. So we want to finish this journey and then we'll make a decision about retiring. Thank you. All right, Larry. Larry, man, what are you wearing? You wearing a wig?
No. I can't afford a haircut.
I think I'm gonna let my hair grow out like that.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, Jerry, you gonna grow yours? Everybody is gonna grow long hair, huh?
This is as long as it gets, Tubby.
I can't get it any longer.
All right.
I'm just glad I got what I got.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Tubby, I just wanted to ask you how you look back 15 years later on your tenure at Kentucky. Is it remember mainly the good times, or is it a mix?
Oh, nothing but you treasure the moments that you've had. When you're in the midst of it, when you hear you're working so hard, and that's what I'm telling folks. It's a 24/7. 365 days a year, and the season never really ends if you're a coach and if you're a player. But this is a special place. This city, Lexington, the state, Rupp Arena, and I spent 12 years. This is the longest I've served anywhere. Was Kentucky, and that's not because I like to stay here. I would love to stay here longer. But it's in this line of work, it can be taxing, it can change you. So, but I was proud that we raised, Saul played for me here. Bryant, my youngest son, won a state championship here at Lexington Catholic. So we have some fond memories. I don't have any, anything that I can look back on and say this left a bad taste in my mouth, or it's always been just a joy to come back to Lexington, to come back to the state. And Donna loves it here. As I said before, this is where my family probably calls home more than anywhere else. So that's what we love about it. So and when it's home, you're gonna do everything you can, and you're gonna help, to make it as great a place as you can by serving people and being a part of it. But no, I appreciate that we have family here. By that I mean the broader family of Kentucky fans, Kentucky administrators, on and on and on. It's just good to be back and be honored this way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Coach.
everyone. Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year. Be careful. Stay safe. Stay masked up.
The
And get a
recording
haircut,
has
Larry.
stopped.
And get a haircut.
Send me some money.
Be good.